Dancing with the Stars, familiar face has confirmed that he has absolutely no plans to return to the show. During an interview on the Sex, Lies, and Spray Tans podcast, former DWTS host Tom Bergeron said that there's no way he'd come back. I look at the math of it and 95% of my experience was really quite wonderful, Bergeron said on the October 23, 2023, podcast episode. The show that I left was not the show that I loved, he said a few minutes later. When Burke asked Bergeron if he'd come back, Bergeron responded, "No, never." He went on to explain that the show is vastly different than it was when he first started out as the host. "I did it for a lot of years. You know, there's no point. What would I prove?" he said. Bergeron was let go from DWTS in 2020. Here's what you need to know. Tom Bergeron previously suggested that he'd consider returning to DWTS. Bergeron has been fairly adamant about not returning to Dancing with the Stars, but there was one point in time that he said he'd consider it. On the September 6, 2022, episode of the Burke in the Game podcast, Bergeron revealed that he could return. "What will it take for you to come back?" host Cheryl Burke asked him. "Well, there are other people there," Bergeron said, referring to host Tyra Banks. "I appreciate your question, but there are other people in those jobs right now," he added. "Maybe for how about for season 32? Maybe," Burke suggested. "Let's just say we'll cross that bridge should it be in front of us," Bergeron responded. Looking back, it seems that this may have been a bit of a hint at a host shake-up. A short while later, it was reported that Banks was out as host and that Julianne Hough would be joining Alfonso Ribeiro in the ballroom. It's unknown, however, if Bergeron was ever approached to return. Maxim Chmerkovskiy previously said he would never return to the show. Either Bergeron isn't the only former DWTS cast member that has said he won't ever return to the show. Former ballroom pro Maxim Chmerkovskiy won't be back, either. In an exclusive interview with Heavy, Chmerkovskiy said that he's leaving that part of his life in the past. However, he admits that he will have a connection thanks to his family members who still compete. "This is a great show, great group of people," Chmerkovskiy said. "But I feel like we've written a book on how to do Dancing with the Stars back in the day. And, you know, I'm that fan. I'm a fan of the original version. The way it was. The way everybody fell in love with the show," Chmerkovskiy added, expressing similar views as Bergeron. "I don't have plans to be part of the show. Having said that, I'm always part of the show," he explained, noting his wife, his brother, and his sister-in-law. Peta Murgatroyd, Val Chmerkovskiy, and Jenna Johnson are all a part of season 32. But for Max Chmerkovskiy, he's totally cool being in the audience. "I don't have any plans for physical participation," he said. Max Chmerkovskiy did end up participating in the show, however. On the October 24, 2023, episode, he was part of the Len Goodman tribute dance. Read next. Emma Slater Mauricio Umansky address dating rumors head-on.